Okay, guys, welcome to Thursday night Team Hustle and Heart Zoom. I am so pumped to be here. If you guys were on week before last, you know that we just went to conference this last week, which just literally fires me up for the entire year, which means right now, like, it's burning hotter than it's ever going to the rest of the year because we just got back. We're going to do some conference recap. I'm going to ask some of the girls who are at conference with me to give you an aha moment that they have. But first, I just want to preface this Zoom with just, I just went live in the team page earlier today, and I was talking about how there's literally only two things in the entire world that can stop you from doing anything, okay? From getting a PhD to running a marathon to going Ambassador Diamond with It Works. You've got your skill set and you've got your mindset, okay? And so we're going to be talking a lot tonight about skill set when it comes to enrolling distributors, when it comes to, how I'm reaching out to people, how I'm walking through the conversation, how I'm providing the information to them. But I have to tell you guys straight up, the entire first year of my business, I literally walked around saying, I'm like really good at signing customers. I'm just like really bad at signing distributors. Like, that's what I told myself. I said, I'm not a mom. I just don't really have a story. Like, I'm not really that successful. So like, people just don't really want to join my team. And the second that I just got my ish together and was like, you know what? No, I'm good at signing distributors. I'm a mass enroller. People want to join my team. I literally turned around and signed 10 distributors the next month. Okay? I went from signing 24 distributors in an entire year to signing 10 in 1 month. Just from that mindset piece. Just from that, you know what? No, I do have a story and I believe in this and I know what it can do for people. And I'm going to go out there and I'm going to sign some freaking teammates. So since then, I signed over 100 teammates in 2017. I signed 160 teammates in 2018. Last month in January, I signed 19, and I've already signed 4 this month, literally trying to sign like 50 with these freaking promo codes. So take it from me when I tell you that it's not hard. You're just telling yourself that it's hard and it's holding you back. So we are going to talk about enrolling distributors. We're going to talk about how to get these promo codes used. If you're on the Zoom and you don't have promo codes, I have plenty. So please do not think for 1 second, oh, I don't have them. No, literally doesn't matter. Hit me up. I'll send you one and you will have one to use for yourself, all 7. So let me see who I've got on here who was at conference. Miss Marissa, do you want to give us an aha moment from conference, or let you unmute yourself? Yeah.
Just put me on the spot.
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't know, like, if you guys, okay,
yeah,
hold on. Actually, I do have an aha moment.
Yeah, you have a whole story around this situation, so.
Yes. Okay. So this was my internet is unstable. Okay. Can you have someone else talk first? I'm going to go ask my boyfriend if he can get off Netflix.
Yeah, that's fine. Who else was on? Karina, are you around? I know you were like grocery shopping.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in the car, so I'm almost to my destination, so it'll be quiet in a second. So
that's fine. I can hear you fine. Tell me a little bit about your experience, and then something that was just like a huge aha moment for you while we were there.
So my experience, this was my first conference, but my second like corporate event. And my first corporate event, my biggest like aha moment was to not miss corporate events. So I got my butt to conference, and it was just unbelievable between the learning, between the being poured into, between being able to actually meet top distributors and leaders that you just watch trainings from. That was huge. So that just lights your fire underneath you, honestly, like immediately, just to be able to like meet people in person. And then my biggest aha moment is going to be that you need to find the leader that you want to be. Don't think that you need to do things like a certain way. Don't think you need to be a certain way. You are a leader no matter what. It doesn't matter how big your team is. It doesn't matter, you know, how many customers or distributors or anything, like tying back into what Hope said, like you are what you tell yourself. You are going to do what you tell yourself you are going to do. So for me, I just know where I'm going and the type of leader that I want to be. And I just now know more than ever and believe more than ever that I can be a top 150 in this company. It doesn't matter, you know, what my circumstance or situation or anything is. Like, I'm going to do it. So that was my biggest aha.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. Karina's gonna get that $10,000 bonus next month, y'all. I'm so freaking excited for her. It's gonna be amazing. And it is. So if you guys, I literally was down in VIP and I could not make my phone go live. I was like in the team page, I was like, just go live for just like, I had like no signal. So, but one of the things that they do is they bring up the top 150 income earners in the entire company. And you're watching these people walk across stage and you're like, oh, they're young, they're old, they're black, they're white, they're moms, they're college students, they're, you know, this is their first company, this is their fourth company. Like, it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Some have been in for a year. Some have been in for 10 years. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you come from. What matters is that, like Karina said, is that, you know, you're consistent, you're dedicated, and you just know where you're going. And it's just so inspiring. And you hear some of these people's stories and you're like, dang, like, if they can do this, like, I can do this for sure. Okay, so Marissa, I'll have you go now. I don't think there's anybody else that was on conference that's on, but that's
okay. Okay. Hi. I just made my boyfriend play GTA. Well, now he's going to get food. But anyways.
Thanks, Matt.
So Hope says thanks.
I need pants.
Okay.
I want your pants.
Your sweatpants are in the wash. I'm trying to talk. Sorry, you guys. Man-child. So, get pants on the ground. I'm busy. Okay. So, my, like, whole aha moment started, like, even before I got to conference. This is, like, the first conference I've ever been able to go to, and it's technically the third conference since I've been in the business. But the first one was literally a month after I joined, so I was like not even in the mindset to be able to go in the first place, like just had a very scarcity mindset. And then last conference, I had lost my job about 2 months before, so like there was absolutely no way I was going on vacation to Florida, even though I really should have made it happen. So this year I bought my conference ticket as soon as it went on sale. I literally had no idea how I was going to get to conference. I had no idea how I was going to pay for my plane ticket, where I was staying, all of that stuff. Like I requested vacation from work right away, not knowing like if I could really afford it, but I knew like I had to be there. And I booked my flight about a month before conference, paid for it with bonuses, commissions, all that good stuff. And literally had everything paid for, ready to go. And 2 days before my flight was supposed to leave, I live in Minnesota, and to testify to this, it is literally a blizzard outside right now, again. And 2 days before my flight was supposed to leave, it got canceled. And it was Winter Storm Jaden, or whatever the heck they call it. And like all the flights in the Midwest were getting canceled, rescheduled, everything. I know Hope had issues with it. She had to like have her flight changed. And basically like
Marissa is one of like many people in the Midwest who like the 2 days before, day before conference were like, oh, like I have absolutely no idea how I'm gonna get there.
Mm-hmm. And like a lot of people just ended up not even going to, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
No, I'm fasting. No, I'm not eating.
Whatever.
Intermittent fasting. Are you hungry? So literally I like texted Hope right away. I was like, I don't know what the heck I'm going to do. So then I was on the phone with Southwest for literally like 80 minutes. And all they could tell me was that there was no flights Wednesday or Thursday that even had open seats. And I could potentially like wait it out and continue calling to like maybe if someone canceled their ticket, I could get a flight. But even then, I wasn't even guaranteed. Like all the flights pretty much ended up.
So then Marissa calls me and we're on the phone for 3 hours looking at flights, looking at buses. Homegirl books a bus to South Carolina and we're like, okay, this is gonna work out. It's gonna be a really terrible 2 days on a bus, but it'll be fine.
Yeah, so I was supposed to leave the next day on a Greyhound bus at like 6:30 my time and be on the bus for literally 1 day, 13 hours and like 40 minutes. And I was like, oh, great. So I was supposed to take it down to South Carolina, get on in a car with someone else and drive like another 7 hours to South Carolina. And then I was going to fly back. Literally the morning I was supposed to leave, the bus line calls me and tells me that my bus got canceled.
So when Marissa sent me this message, I literally had this moment of like, no, she's coming to conference. Like this, there is no way. And so I put out like an APB on the Diamonds and Above page that I'm in. We got her connected with a Ruby from Sarah Neerman's team. She ended up driving to Iowa and then driving to Florida. She barely made it for like the opening, opening
I made it there
ceremony
like 2 hours
thing.
before it started.
So
and, like I had to drive through. I was literally
ridiculous.
It was a 5.5-hour drive to Iowa, which ended up being a 6.5-hour drive because it was a blizzard. Like could not see 10 feet in front of the vehicle. There was semis passing me on the highway, complete whiteout. And I was like, it was like negative 30 degrees out.
So,
but I was like,
at the end of the day, though, like she got there, and I was like, "Girl, now you're just gonna go triple diamond." Like you overcame so
like,
many
honestly,
stinking obstacles. Yeah. There's no way.
So like my like biggest aha moment was honestly like not even at conference, but like being at conference just like validated everything that I had to do to get to conference and really like showed me like there was a reason and a purpose that I'm in this business and that I'm here. And the fact that like the devil was doing all of these things to try not to get me there. And there was obviously a reason I had to be at conference, and everything I experienced there was just like so amazing and eye-opening. And it was just like this moment that I was like, holy crap, if I wouldn't have gone, like I wouldn't be getting that $10,000 bonus if I wouldn't have gone, let's be real.
Like, yeah, well, because your mindset would have been so jacked from like missing it.
Everything I had to go through to get there just like is pushing me 10 times harder now, and like really shows me that like I need this and that I want it, and it's so worth it. I mean, I made this life post that while I was at conference, and it was like so many like failure can do two things to you. Either you like let it get to you and you don't do anything, or it teaches you something. And so many people just like as soon as they fail, they give up. But you can't succeed unless you have failure. If you win and win and win, you're not going to learn anything. So, like, yeah, like I did fail. I lost like $100 in plane refunds because one of the airlines wouldn't even refund me. But, like, I learned so much. And it was, like, such an amazing thing to have that happen. And I made a really good friend. The girl from Iowa, we got to know each other really well. So, like, it was just a crazy experience.
And I think that too, like, because I was talking to you guys about this before I even left, and then I was talking to those of you who were there at conference, and I was saying that, like, just life, like everything that I've been through in the past 3.5 years since I started my business, like, no, it wasn't all good. And I hate that people quit, and I hate, you know, that my paychecks have, you know, gone down at certain points in my business, but I would not be the leader that I am. I would not be the person that I am. I would not be sitting here ready to go presidential diamond if I hadn't gone through those things. Because now when someone comes to me and they say, oh, I signed up this new person and they quit, I can relate to that. If I had never had a new person quit and somebody came to me and said, oh my God, blah, 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 my team, I would have no way to relate to them and to help them through that and to be a good leader to them. So you just have to remember that every no and every circumstance and every situation that you find yourself in, it's either a blessing or it's a lesson. And if you keep looking at every single no or every single person who quits or every single, you know, situation that doesn't work out exactly the way you want it to, if you keep looking at it as this terrible thing that's happened to you, you're going to stay in that mindset forever. But if you can take it and just learn from it and just realize that it's growing you as a person and as a distributor, you're going to go so much farther in this business. That's just because you're just going to learn how to be. Like, I couldn't have gone presidential diamond 2 years ago because I just hadn't learned everything that I like needed to know about it. So thank you, Marissa, for sharing that. And I'm so glad that you got to come, that you made it. I saw Danielle hop on and I saw Felicia hop on. Are either of you in a situation where you want to come on and just give us a quick, I want to keep this moving along and just give us like a quick aha moment from being at conference this year?
I can after Felicia, if she can right now.
Okay.
So
That's fine. Just, yeah, like I said, just like, you know, 3 to 5 minutes of just like what it meant to you and like what your biggest aha moment was.
Yeah, sorry, I totally wasn't prepared for this, but
no, you're fine.
But honestly, I am so glad that I made it to conference because it really did change my whole outlook on this company and just like how I'm doing personally in it. I think that just being able to make it and making sure that no matter what, you make it next year is gonna benefit you in so many ways. One thing that I think really kind of was my aha moment was when they said, they made the analogy about the green light. Like, this is your time to just take your business, you know, be the leader that you're meant to be. You know, if you have people under you that are really looking to you and asking you questions, like, don't hesitate to take on that leadership role. You know, we are all one big team, but at the end of the day, the people under you are your team. And if they're coming to you and asking you questions, like, don't be afraid to just go with what you think or, you know, suggest what is best for them. You don't always have to second guess yourself. And I think that that's something that I did a lot, was I would second guess myself, and I would always like double check and like ask for kind of like approval in a sense. And you just really have to believe in yourself and, you know, and what you know about your products. I mean, what you know, they have done for you, and use that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I love that. And I think too, like that was Mark Pentecost. His, you know, he always sits down with us at the end, and he, you know, he sits on his stool and he like gets real with us. And he, you know, he basically just said, you know, they say that someone literally just giving you permission to go ahead is sometimes all you need to get to the next level. And he basically sat in that room with 20,000 of us and said, green light, go. I give you permission to promote. I give you permission to mass enroll. I give you permission to, you know, go to run, to move forward with your business. And I just think like, just how powerful to have the CEO of your company, you know, obviously if he could have sat down with each one of us, he would have, but just to sit in front of you and just say, go, man, green light, green light.
And
like,
to
let's go.
and to also just not like you guys were saying, like, not dwell on the people that aren't taking this business like serious, or like, you know, he basically said like, it's okay to like kind of cut them loose. Like, you don't have to keep trying to follow up with them. Like, if it's not in their heart right now to like really work their business, then, you know, I mean, be there for them, you know, always, in case they ever do want to start. But don't spend so much of your time on those people that just aren't ready, that just aren't, you know,
and that
like,
goes for your
reaching out.
potentials and your team.
Yeah.
Like, don't focus your energy on the ones who aren't or saying not right now. Right before I started recording, I was talking about how, you know, when I first started my business, my sister was 16 and, you know, she couldn't have even possibly been interested. And she's this total, you know, she's just totally alternative, totally different. She's told me multiple times, I could never do what you do. I'm not outgoing, blah, blah, blah. She's 19. I'm not going to pressure her. But there was a little something that happened today. She responded back to one of my Instagram stories about our collagen. And there was this little twinkle in the back of my mind. I was like, you know what? In 7 years, 8 years, if she starts to have a family, if she starts to have kids, she is going to want to do this with me. And I better be around for her when that happens. I'm not going to pressure her to do it right now. She doesn't have, homegirl doesn't have a job. She's got pink hair. She's got a septum piercing. She's 19. Like, I love her to death, but she's not somebody I would want on my team right now. But I just had this moment. Every single person in your life, in your business, in your family, in your who you're friends with, at some point they are going to be interested in this. Like, they just are. Like, it's just a matter of time and consistency. And so don't focus on those people that are saying no. Don't focus on those people that are, you know, not ready, or maybe they are on your team but they're still not ready. Like, just don't worry about it at the moment. Just go with who's ready to go. And if you don't have anyone who's ready to go, then go talk to more people and find them. Right? I love that. Thank you, Felicia. I'm so glad you went. I'm so proud of you. I wish I would have gone my first year.
Oh man, I was going to make it happen. Like, everybody was talking about how amazing it is and how life-changing. And I was like, I'm going. Somehow, some way, I'm going. Oh man.
Danielle, are you in a spot where you can?
Yeah, I can talk now. I was just on the freeway,
Okay.
and it's super loud sometimes.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not on
No
the freeway
worries.
anymore, though. That was perfect. I just exited.
No worries, girl. So yeah, give me just a quick, you know, less than 5 minutes. What did you experience and what was your biggest aha moment?
Yeah. So this was my second conference. I went to my first one last year. And after I went to last year's conference, I told myself I'd never miss it again. I didn't care if I was, you know, dirt poor or whatever happened, I was going to make it. So I loved it last year, and I loved it even more this year. Being able to experience it with so many people was incredible. But one of the big things that I think I took away for the most part from this year's conference was there was just this big emphasis on being authentic and being you and not trying to be perfect. And I know that, like, going live and, like, everyone feels like, you know, when they're going live or when they're posting that, like, you know, selfies and stuff, like, you don't have to be perfect. You don't always have to have your makeup done. You don't always have to have perfect silence in the background and your kid's not screaming and your dog's not chewing up things or whatever. Like, they were just talking about how, like, the chaos that is your life, like, that's what people connect with because they see that, like, you're a real human, you know. And people like they always say, and they've been saying this since I joined it, everyone says it, people don't buy the products, they buy people. So if you're sharing about, you know, your daily life and not, you know, holding back and trying to always be this picture perfect person, people are going to connect with that because they're going to, like, you know, they go through the same things. Everyone goes through the same things. And so that was probably one of my biggest takeaways. And then my other big one was when they were, I don't remember what panel it was, but somebody said you cannot have a broke and a millionaire mindset at the same time. Like, they cannot coexist.
Yes, I loved that.
Just, like,
yes,
like, really, really spoke to me. And, like, as someone who's been in this business for like 3 years, there's definitely been ups and downs and roller coasters. And, like, it is hard to, like, not focus on when you're going down, and especially when you're coming off the high of going up. But, like, really, like, what it comes down to is, like, that's just the way it is. I don't care what business you're in. I don't care if you're an It Works distributor, you're an Avon distributor. I don't care if you own a nail salon or a restaurant. Yeah. You're going to have a busy season. You're going to have, like, an incredible moments where you do everything right and everything is just moving along. And then you're going to have moments where things kind of slow down or it gets a little bit difficult. And those are the times when you grow. as long as you don't let those times like break you and you don't focus on like the struggle and instead you focus on where you're going, and you just always keep your eyes on the prize and like what your goals are. Like, I don't know about all of you guys on here, but I know that my goal is to be on the floor in VIP. My goal is to be in the Millionaires Club one day, like with this. So, and I can't focus on all the things I don't have or the things that I'm struggling with, because if I'm focusing on that, I'm focusing on the wrong thing. I need to focus on what I want and my goals and where I'm going.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love
like
it.
this conference was just, it was amazing. I cried way harder this time than I did last time. And I just, you guys
I'd
have
like to think it was the hormones, but I think Mark just really brought it this year for
I don't
me.
know.
I just cried so much.
I think I got chills, and like Karina was standing next to me, and when they unleashed the like new simplified, you know, thing in this business, like someone who's been in this business for so long, like I just felt like everything, like every moment that I felt like I was going down and I didn't know if I'd be able to get back up, every struggle, every hard day, I just felt like everything that I went through, that Hope went through, that everyone on this team went through, like it was all leading up to this moment. Like I just got like chills and I just started bawling my eyes out, because I knew that this was the year for all of us. And I just and Karina was like, Danny, like, and Felicia, like, they were all like, why? I was like, because I can't handle it.
You were like, you don't understand.
Yeah.
I know. I know.
And
So yeah. I mean, God, 100%. And I love what you said too about like perfection, and then like perfection isn't real. Like perfection isn't real. Like if you are trying to be perfect, no one is going to think that it's real, and you need people to think that this business is real in order for them to trust you and believe in you. And so you have to go live with, you know, no makeup. You have to share, you know, don't bleed into it. Don't spend your whole time complaining, but if you have a hard day, talk about it and put a positive spin on the end of it. But it doesn't have, if it's rainbows and butterflies 24/7, people are going to be like, no, life is not butterflies and rainbows 24/7. That's not how it works. So I love that. Thank you, Danielle, for sharing. I feel the exact same way. I had so many aha moments, but genuinely, you guys, as somebody who's been in this business for so long, promoted 5 times, signed, you know, over 300 people on her team at this point, you know, grown her social media from, you know,